All right, joining me now, it is Toy Tiger, all four band members of Toy Tiger. Thank you everybody for joining. Just so we can get into it, why don't you tell me about everybody, introduce each of yourselves and what each of you do in the band.
We are missing Chris, our drummer, but he's working on
Oh.
a film set for like a A24 movie. He works in film and so yeah. So we
that's
are missing
Chris.
one.
Yeah.
Well, next time we'll hopefully get to talk to him. Well, fair. Well, why don't each of you introduce yourself and what you do in the band?
My name is Bertrand. I play rhythm guitar, and sometimes I fill in for the drums. Sometimes actually, I haven't filled in for the bass yet. But yeah, mainly sort of rhythm section in the rhythm section. Yeah.
Well, then, by virtue today, you are going to be the fill-in for the drummer as well. You're playing two parts today.
That happened a couple of months ago now. So yeah, well, yeah.
I'm Frank, lead guitar, riffmeister.
Excellent.
I'm Finn or Bugsy. Either works. Like when I'm drunk, people call me Bugsy. Fucking, either works. Doesn't matter. And yeah, I sing and I write most of the songs. Then these guys make them good. So it's like I sit in my room writing the fucking shit on the acoustic guitar, and then fucking then I bring it to the Tiger family. So.
What's that word again?
The pride.
The pride.
Even though we're
the tigers are not
tiger.
prides, you know.
No, I know. We're going to animal.
The pride of bloody tigers. Can you imagine?
That word we earlier.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Lauren and I'm on the bass. And I guess I'm like the newest member of the band because Chris, our drummer, he was in and then he was out and now he's in again. So I'm the newest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Chris has played. He's my best friend. He's played every fucking instrument at some point in Toy Tiger, and I thought it'd be really funny because we're at the bar that we work at. If Dustin would randomly blow the smoke machine, so the smoke's gonna be here for a second.
Excellent.
Thank you, Dustin. Yeah, but Chris has played every instrument in the band, but yeah, he's out of town a lot, so.
Fair enough.
Guitar, though.
You started as rhythm guitar.
Then went to the drums.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. First off, I've been listening to your band since you put out your first release. You've got a handful of releases out now, and I really love your style. It's a very unique style. It's very, I was re-listening today because I listen to so much music doing this, and so I don't always get to get back to stuff. And when I did, I was like, fuck, I love this. And I remember the album that came out last year, Meow Sabotage. And you guys have a very, I'm trying to pick like, what do you sound like? Who do you sound like? Because there's street punk bands, there's oi bands, and you try to throw people into the titles, the categories, the whatever. And I wouldn't know, you're in too many different categories to say you're one. And you have such cool stuff. Like the closest thing I could come to today was like, minus the vocals, but they're not too far off. Like the New York Dolls was the closest when I was listening to stuff today. It was like the closest I could think, because you guys have a very cool, like late 70s, early 80s punk rock, right? You got the rock in the punk, but almost that glam style, but it's still very, especially your vocals, definitely make them more modern, almost like street punk vocals, but the tempo of the music's not that street punk speed. So I don't even know, but it's awesome.
I really appreciate the comparison to the New York Dolls, because for me that's like, I really feel that, And the funniest thing is that I really only discovered the New York Dolls after playing Toy Tiger. I was like, shit, these guys sound just like us, So yeah, and like a lot of other bands like Richard Held, even the Rolling Stones up to a point, like a lot of these old bands, but there's more to it than that. Yeah, it's
Me and Frankie started like jamming and stuff. We lived together in like Course area code and fucking like our fucking country.
The memories.
Yeah, the memories. But like anyhow, we we're listening to lots of. I was listening to cause I've been through like skinhead reggae, all that stuff. I've been skinhead since like 18 and shit, and like fucking kind of getting bored with all that bobber rock stuff. Started coming back, and I was listening to a lot of like Judah and like that stuff, and then fucking. Me and Frankie would hang out. We would listen to like Maiden, Rose Tattoo, fucking, and lots
Yeah,
of like
Rose
Uriah
Tattoo's the-
Heep, that kind of stuff. And then like we just started like fucking around, and then we got Chris in on it. And then it's like, but then we like the first cover we ever did was Slaughter and the Dogs. And I think like Slaughter and the Dogs is like pretty much that we're like, we'll do something kind of like Slaughter and the Dogs, but it's gonna be like more fucking like our own fucking thing, and kind of taking the piss out of like how like Oi music used to be. Like you listen to those early Oi records, and it's like all the bands sounded different, and now it's like, and there's different directions. You hear the Blood, you hear like, you know what I mean, like
Right.
Business, the Press, they all kind of sound a little bit different, and it's
Thanks, Gary Bushell.
yeah,
Yeah, cheers to that, you know what I mean?
exactly. So I just we want, and like we like Slade and fucking like,
Well, and at first too, I was like, because I was doing like more metal-y stuff, and I was like, oh, you want me to play? Like, okay.
yeah,
I was mentioning that. I mentioned that actually a week or so ago on just on Facebook.
and it's
I was like, okay, I'm down if you're down. Like, if you want like a sort of a more of a metal. It's like I grew up listening to like British old school metal, Priest and Maiden and Sabbath and all that stuff. So I was like, you know, I'm not a punk guitarist, right? I was like, no, it's like let's just see.
that
what
was
happens.
the
And then-
point break.
that
yeah,
was-
That's the whole point.
I know, yeah. And I was like, okay. He's
So
like,
you don't wanna
knocks
start-
on my door and like just with his acoustic guitars, like, yo, you want to jam on this thing I got here? It's like pretty cool. I don't know, like, okay.
But when we started, we actually were like, we listened to a lot of Integrity and stuff. And we're listening to
Yeah,
like, we're like
hardcore.
really hard, like Cro-Mags, like, oh, we should totally start like a just, like darkness band that's like fucking super evil, and then like be like Integrity, and just like fucking just
Yeah.
like have this like evil image, like fucking like super heavy fucking like old school hardcore. And then we were like, no, let's do like a really happy-go-lucky, taking the piss out of fucking everything, kind of glam fucking. So we went the complete opposite. direction, so.
I think it's a great style. It's a great sound. It goes well with what it's kind of that post-punk sound that Oi is taking on in the last handful of years. You know, I'm wearing a Mess shirt right now. I might be blocked by the mic, but they're, you know, that style, and your style goes along with it, but it's not the same thing. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, Mess, Toy Tiger doing the same thing. But there's so many bands. Bullshit Detector, I just saw them, you know, a couple months back, and you know, they're
Yeah.
kind of in that same vein as Mess. And
And Abraham brought us to fucking Mexico. We played with Mess and fucking
awson.
Yeah.
great guys. in
Really
both
good
those
blokes,
bands,
yeah,
so.
really good,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
people, yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to see them like 3 times, but the
We
point I'm
love it.
getting at is your style is so similar in that, you know, you go to that show. I mean, some people like a mixed bill. Some people like to go to the punk shows that have the metal bands, or vice versa, you know, and that's kind of fun to go to too. But sometimes at the same time, like, I think it was Power Trip was at Punk Rock Bowling this year, right? And they
Yeah.
were on the day with all the Oi bands, and right after them was like Coxbar coming on, right? I just wasn't in the mood. Like Power Trip's cool and it's been a while, but I just hearing all these bands all day long. And then it was like, you know, sometimes I'm all right for a mixed bill, and other times I just I'm in the mindset. This is what I want to hear.
I remember seeing Power Trip like in like 2000 fucking, I don't know, 2012 or something at the Astoria in front of like 30 people, and then they just like fucking exploded. But yeah, that band fucking also rules. Really, I met
Yeah.
those guys like once years ago. It's nice guys too. Fucking.
They end up like losing their singer, Sam Guinness.
Yeah.
Because now they've got a brand new singer, I think, that shit. But funny thing is, it's like in that time period between them losing their old singer and the new one here, it's like a freaking like loads of people I know that listen to Power Trip. You know? I mean, they seem to transcend a lot of genres. Like people like who are not necessarily into metal will like Power Trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For some reason, I think it's just like they got that energy. You know?
Yeah.
And they were killer on that day, but it would have been better, you know, for a long day. Like if I go to a show that's 4 bands, I don't really have that mindset maybe.
Yeah.
But if I go all day, and I've been out there since like 2 o'clock trying to catch the early bands, and it's like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for Coxbar. No offense, Power Trip, you guys are killing it right now, but my mind is ready for something else. I've already been out here cooking in the sun for like 9 hours.
Yeah.
It all starts to just blend together. You're like, which band am I listening to again?
Right? Yeah, it tends to do that too. But
If you come to a Toy Tiger show, like I mean, like I grew up in hardcore and stuff, and like became skinhead at 18. There was a hardcore kid before that and stuff, and like you've got you basically got all of it. So you just need to come see us, and then you get like everything. It's all together.
Yeah.
I definitely want to. I think you guys would be great because you kind of have that aggression in the vocals, but more of that mid tempo of the rock and roll in the music. So it's not really hard, like hardcore, right? Going to be fast, the street punk, the
Yeah.
higher beats per minute, but you still kind of have that aggression coming through on the vocals, and it blends really well together. So
And that was a total like narcissistic joke before, like that just so like anyone watching or whatever.
I got a point on this actually. Like it's kind of fun for us to not be boxed into a particular like strict oi genre, because then we got to play with so many varieties of bands, and then with songwriting as well, we don't have to like play by the rule book, if you will. It's like, oh, we want to make a more glammy style thing. Oh, we want to do a more hard oi thing. Like we kind of have that option. Whereas like if you're like a pure oi band, I don't imagine you get to like be like, no, let's do a glam thing today.
you're right. I was talking to a band not too long ago. They're more of a punk and roll type band, but they even mentioned while we were talking, they're like, you know what? People expect a certain type of music. And so we don't really diverge too much. And so guys in those bands end up playing in other bands and so forth to be able to do that, because they don't, they feel like they've kind of put themselves in whatever their genre or their style is, and don't, they assume anyway that people that hear them don't want them to diverge too much from that.
Yeah, our fans kind of expect that they're not know what they're gonna hear. Our new album, it's kind of, we got lots of stuff all over the place. So it's kind of like you're not gonna expect it, and you're gonna be like, damn, that's pretty cool. So
I was going to take an opportunity to shout out our old drummer, because he really did put the cadence on the whole thing. Like Carlos was our old drummer, and he's the guy who recorded. He was the drummer recording on that record.
Yeah.
And he was a special drummer, but he was also, I don't know, man. It's like he had this very sort of mid-tempo groove that like everything slotted in very nicely, you know.
He's gonna walk. He's gonna walk in here
At
at
some
any
point,
minute.
he's
So
gonna
don't
walk
say
in,
anything.
Say that too.
Yeah, he is coming.
So
in.
Chris, our drummer, is not actually on this record, but he's also got his own style. So hopefully at one point people.
And he drummed for the first two like these guys, the stuff that's like was only on like there's only 2 tapes that Dan from Street
Yeah,
Rats
take a
actually
trip on the
released.
Tiger side.
Yeah, the like early stuff.
Oh, where you going?
333 tapes.
Oh, don't
Whoa,
fucking
yeah,
knock
yeah.
the cables.
I know.
Jesus,
All
God, this
this
whole thing
stuff.
revolves around it.
I have. Yeah, when I get on the Pernod, I just get.
Well, speaking of new music, so you have the album Yell Sabotage coming out, that came out last year, rather not coming out, came out last year, almost what, about a year ago? Last September. When you're talking about new music, are you referencing that specific album, or you have something that's coming out?
Only 5 songs came out on that. Like we just released, like it's all in like with like the record.
Don't go that
the
way.
record has 14 songs.
yeah, we did a pre-release of some of the songs
Yeah.
on it. We
So
recorded
this is
it.
now up, and this has 14 songs on it. We only released. So yeah, like there's a whole bunch. That's Street Rat Records and our own label on Robbery Rock. That's our own brand.
So we did a 5-song pre-release. So
The other half of the album's coming out when? Or
It's
now?
dropped
It's
now.
out now.
Some-
Now,
some-
now.
yeah, it's orderable. It's orderable. But yeah, you can listen to it on Bandcamp. It'll be on Spotify on Tuesday. We're gonna drop. I'm making a really bad because I made the last 2 music videos. I like cheesy bad stuff, so I'm gonna do that. And then Chris is gonna do like a professional one because he works in film and he's coming back. So like,
like a
we're
video.
very lucky that like yeah, we got.
Is he
I
gonna
have a
be able to
lot
show
of
up
free
for that?
time on my hands. I help on this bar. It's the Cobalt. It's the punk bar in Vancouver. We got like it's me, like Tony from the hardcore band Juice. And Chris also helps here too.
Excellent.
Hey, guys.
And yeah, I was going to say, I think you might have joined us.
I finally made it on. Yeah, thanks for your
Oh, what the
patience.
fuck? Are you kidding me?
Chris?
Oh my days.
Oh, dude.
Oh my no,
Sorry, it's been a minute since I used Zoom and I'm not smart at it, so I just futzed with it for about 10 minutes there.
Didn't you get in a car wreck a few days ago? Are you
Are you
driving?
driving?
Are you driving?
Yeah, we fixed the car and we're driving. We're following through with the mission.
Are
I'm
you
picking up a
driving?
rescue dog in Toronto is the mission, by the way.
Are you driving?
I am not driving and zooming.
Okay.
My partner Jesse is driving and I
Hey
am,
Jesse, what's up?
Hey.
Chris has lost his license a lot of times. So
Most from driving and zooming mostly.
Well, I'm glad you're not driving now.
Yes.
Well, it's great to have you on. We were just talking about the new album, the majority of the tracks at this point, because it was a 5-track preview release last year. So the majority of the tracks now officially out on Bandcamp and then Spotify this coming week.
yeah, no, yeah.
Perfect. And then the vinyl, when is the vinyl available? Obviously you have a copy in your hand.
It's out right now. You can get it from Street Rats Records, and it's a lot of the distros. I think like even it's gone out to like a lot of the European distros and stuff. But yeah, it's all out, and there's like I think we wrote 14 songs. I write a lot of songs. I sometimes make everybody practice a
I think it's
song,
about 40
and then we
songs,
forget
yeah.
about the song. We like it happens all the time. I'm like, this is the best idea ever. Like they have so much patience with me, it's insane. Like fucking they should all, like, social workers.
Word.
Yeah, we're working on getting it out to more distros as we speak, and Street Rats is selling it as well. And we got it in some record stores here, and we're working on an online store as well where we can distribute out the record and some other merch.
That's awesome.
Merch store too, eh?
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm getting around to it. I got a lot of things that I can do.
You just named a lot of things on a lot of avenues. And plus, I would say that the more places you get it, obviously, the more people will see it and come across. So that's a lot to kind of remember, navigate, figure out all that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys have any shows that you're going to be playing anytime soon? It sounds like you are getting ready to do a music video. What are you recording, or what video for?
We're gonna do one. I'm gonna do one for Trust Issues, which is a song about that I don't trust anybody who doesn't break the law, because I honestly don't. I never have. Like if you don't break the law, like there's something like this person's like fucked up. And then Chris is gonna get to pick which song he wants to do. And Chris is gonna do a way better job because I mean, like right now he's coming back from a big film shoot, like Mr. Hollywood.
Well, with that pressure on me, I better deliver now, eh?
As for shows, we do have one coming up next week, just at one of our local haunts called Redgate, and it's a mixed bill as it usually is there.
Yeah.
And that's all we have, I think. Is there a November one? Maybe I can't remember.
They're
November 7th, yeah.
Yeah.
November.
Oh
7th.
yeah.
What? I didn't even know. Okay.
We all said yes. We were the last one to agree to it.
We also like this little room, and like this is a huge like venue and stuff, but this little room we might just do like we did a free show in here before, and we just packed the room and we just do it like completely for free. But I think we might do like a few bands and just do like our record release and just like completely try and get the police called and like
really?
have
Oh,
our
is that
venue
the
shut
plan?
down and like I'll lose my job and like
That'll be
Hang on a
the
second.
music video.
yeah.
It'll all be filmed.
It sounds like you have it all planned out. It's just time to execute.
Yeah, there is no plan.
Yeah.
That's
I-
the plan.
I feel like I've been jumping. I always jump on the tables and stuff. Like Lauren won't let me like smash bottles on my head anymore. She gets mad. So like I
biohazardous.
can't. It's biohazardous apparently. So I can't do
Yeah,
that. But like
right.
I like to jump around and make an ass of myself. So
Like it's biohazardous, like to you, Finn, as a biological organism.
No, it's
Is that why? How it's
That's-
the way in which it's? I don't know.
Finn's blood is probably like pure toxin. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. That does add up. Actually.
They put me on a lot of pills.
That could be a movie premise. Outbreak, new zombie outbreak.
Yeah.
Rockstar smashes a bottle over his head and
concert goers get
people.
one.
And just like, the Ritalin just starts like Ritalin. It's like pills of Ritalin just
Everyone becomes a rock star instead of
Okay,
instead of a
imagine.
zombie.
That'd be worse than zombies.
Yeah.
As a rock star, man.
Yeah. Actually,
It
that's
sounds like a premise for a movie.
copyright. That's my idea.
Since Vancouver is your hometown, where do you guys play when you go outside of hometown, like regular? Or you mentioned that you played with Mess in Mexico. Where has the band gone to play outside of BC?
Kamloops.
Mexico.
Oh, that's
We did Mexico City, We do Victoria a decent amount. We went to play with Power Load in Kamloops, was a blast, and we're looking at Mexico again, and hopefully Europe once we can get the Mexico thing handled. 'cause,
Yeah, we want to go back to Mexico and do like more like do Guadalajara. We've got like some homies like down there that are gonna like help us with different dates and stuff, and then go to Mexico City and stuff. Like, but yeah, like yeah. But we play mostly in East Vancouver. We're not all from here, but like actually the only person from Vancouver here is Lauren.
it's
Actually.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to say proximity, right? You're just Vancouver. Otherwise,
East
like-
Vancouver, East Vancouver.
East Vancouver. Sorry, East
Yeah.
Vancouver. There's probably a preference. Like I tell people I'm from Salt Lake City. I'm technically like 20-minute drive to get to Salt Lake City. If I tell people I'm in West Jordan, Utah, they're like, "Where's that?" Like, yeah, it's Salt Lake City. I'm in Salt Lake City.
I grew up in Yuma, Arizona. Like, so it's like I've been through Salt Lake City, like the same climate. And like, yeah, like.
Yeah. What brought you from Yuma to the far reaches of Canada?
Like I like lived undocumented, and went to school there till I was 8, and then my mom like sent me to live with my biological dad, and then like I was like lived here. My like biological dad's from Sweden, then I went back to like Arizona, like did a couple years of high school, and then like I still like paranoid at the time. I had an ulcer because I was undocumented, which is why all this ICE shit right now is like stressing me out. I know that like my fucking like siblings, like 2 of them, like their parent, like who's my stepdad, is Hispanic and stuff, and like, but like I grew like I lived a lot undocumented as like in the United States as a kid, and then like now as an adult, like I could get a green card easy because like all my siblings are American citizens, but I've lived all
Maybe
over.
blurt that part.
And then I lived in Edmonton, which is where I met Chris. And then yeah, and then East Vancouver because it's the poorest, most drug addicted, fucked up neighborhood ever. But it's a beautiful neighborhood. There's lots of community here, and it's fucking like we would fight. We're like, I mean, I stay in this neighborhood to fight for this neighborhood because like yeah, like the people need help, and like yeah, it's a fucking. I do a lot of community outreach stuff and volunteer. I volunteer more than I work. Obviously. So.
That's great. That's, I don't know what else to say other than it's great. Congratulations. Doesn't seem like the right word, but that's really cool to be able to do stuff in your community, especially when you have the ability to, because obviously anywhere you go, there's people that need something,
Yeah.
But that's fantastic. And I'm sure that is just good life experience. I don't know, does anything translate into what you're doing with the music that you're doing with the outside activities, I guess, that you're up to?
We never started
No,
as
no,
a
no,
political
right.
band, and then Bert can tell the story. Like,
What do you mean?
like when I walked in that one day, and like,
Oh yeah, well, I walked into what one day?
what about how we weren't a political band? And then,
How we ended up a political band? I don't know. Like, I think one day just turned up and said, "Now we're a political band," and that was,
Yeah.
that was a year
Like-
into it, really.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
like-
always laugh when you tell it.
Yeah,
though.
that was like around the time of all the George Floyd stuff.
Yeah,
That was-
exactly,
That
you
was
know,
like that definitely got
Right.
There's a whole period of time, around that, especially during COVID, that politicized a lot of people.
Yeah,
That's kind of the direction that we took, as it were. And before that, I mean, we didn't really put much thought into it, really.
yeah. Like I did write a song about hanging Alex Jones or whatever. Like on that the bomber comp that came out or whatever. But whatchamacallit,
I guess you could say.
I guess we
in-
were
in-
kind of political.
environmental first, I think, because like Cascadia and like.
Yeah, we got the
Uh,
Cascadia flag, we got the Palestine flag, IWW, the like socialist union from like 200, like doing work for 120 years of history and every like I've always been like an anti-authoritarian socialist, but like I tried to kick that out of the music and not like push it in real spaces, but then sometimes I'm just like, fuck it, I'm angry about some shit. So it's like, I don't know. I try to do it in a funny way and not just being an asshole. So.
You know the band Skunk Anansi?
Yeah.
Yeah, Skunk Anansi had a song called "Everything Is Political."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't matter. It's like,
At the end of the
it's like
day,
it's at the end of the day, everything really is.
Yeah.
It's like that's like if you live in a society on every level there are politics, you know.
Yeah,
It's like, it's how you decide to deal with the world and the people around you and all the rest of it. That's politics, you know. It's everything
Right.
political. So, you know, it's like you can't, you know, it's like we decided not to hide from it, as it were, you know.
There's an entire anarchist library up here. There's like Antifa hooligans. We got Palestine flags, the IWW. Bonaventura Durruti, who's the leader of the CNT FAI, who were like the anarchist militia when Barcelona became anarchist. That's like we like punk rock and stuff, but we definitely we try to be like a silly, funny, just fun band and not push like our shit down other people's throats. We all have different beliefs and stuff, but it's like we definitely have
We
a
have
little
some
bit of
common
an
core
anarchist.
beliefs. So, I mean,
Yeah, we have
like,
pretty much an anarchist
He's a
band. We're like,
Nazi.
yeah, like, we all have pretty anti-authoritarian kind of leftist
Yeah.
beliefs. Like, so I think three of us would identify as anarchists in the band.
I'd say so, yeah, just about, well, at least two of us.
Yeah, well, we have
Three of us.
Chris. Where's Chris?
Where's Chris? Oh,
Chris.
Chris, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Chris, you identify as an anarchist, right?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, I like the approach that I've often seen you take and say I'm an anarcho-syndicalist or an anarcho-communist, because I think that that's has a type of thought-provoking thing to it that's really is useful for stimulating discussion about what those titles mean and why people are drawn to them, you know?
Yeah, I think it does do that. You know,
not
draws
to
a bunch of
outdo-
questions to my mind right away. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, because how could somebody be an anarchist and a communist? Like, they seem mutually exclusive, and then it stimulates the chance to dig into what some of the real economic and social reasons beneath those titles are, and actually you can really reconcile them. I mean, there might not be time in this interview, but Finn, in discussions you and I have had, we've definitely found the reconciliation between ideas like those for sure.
Exactly. And a lot of our fucking like friends, especially in the skinhead scene, are like, oh, I made political. And like we're not like pushing our shit down anybody's throats or anything. But like, yeah, there's a few of us in the band who definitely have some very
Oh, it's important to us.
yeah.
And the music is about that as well, though. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's
yeah,
like
we know.
ultimately, but I don't know. It's horses for courses, obviously. You know, it's like you know, it's the exclusivity. You know, it's we're not the sort of people who are not going to talk to other people because they're going to share our political views.
Yeah,
Obviously,
exactly.
or within a reason. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like we're not really down with like racist.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like we've all.
That, you know, like fucking.
Someone says like something racist, they get smashed. Like you can ask anybody. I got freaking.
I have a
yeah.
reasonable discussion with them first. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
then you
Well,
continue.
I usually just
You
punch
know,
them.
like-
I like fucking, like I don't know. Like,
Oh, dude.
but
I was gonna do that. I would have been fucking
I did-
punching
there's-
my way
there's the
all the way
politics
through
we're
my
talking
life.
about.
Until
yeah,
now,
when you got to go to
know,
court
like-
things for fucking 2 years to fucking beat the charges, it's not worth it. I'm getting old. I'm 37. But
Jeez.
like,
Just want to get into American exam. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not gonna work.
hey. You go up on this fucking Yuma Kruger ground. My stepfather was in the fucking goddamn Marine Corps. Fucking.
Yeah.
Well, if you have the patience for it, discussion's probably the way to go. I can't think of the gentleman's name, but there's a guy he's a black dude, and I can't think of his name, but he's met and talked with several people, all these people, former Klan members, right? And all of them, you know, sit down, have discussions, have meals, and so many of them have turned their stuff into him because they just, you know, discussion worked. You know, if you just start fighting people, then maybe they're not hearing what you're going to say.
Exactly, and I hate that I can't remember that guy's name. I know
Me
exactly.
too.
I have a friend who's like one of my best friends. I was talking to him last night, and like when he met up with us, like he was actually the recruiter for Volksfront, and fucking like he's just covered, and he's like, dude, I want out of this. I want to start hanging out with you guys. This is like 15 years ago, and he's a big fucking scary dude. He's always skinhead tattooed on his head and fucking like it's like really fucked up tattoos, but like. And at first I was like, fuck this. And then fucking, but he was really trying, but now he does Life After Hate. And he's like totally turning, now he's an anarcho-syndicalist himself. And like, and I was like, anti-fascist, he's covered up all his tattoos. He's like a brother to me. And he does like speeches like with Life After Hate and like does work. Like he's done everything to like Yeah, like to reverse his like shitty past or whatever and stuff. So it's like, you know what, people can change and like understand
for
that.
sure. I
That,
mean,
that
like,
person's like, yeah,
Right.
it's
I mean,
like a brother to
experience in
me,
life
like
has
one of my
been-
favorite
has
friends.
always been that, you know, like it's like fucking like I grew up in Norway in the 80s, for fuck's sake, you know what I mean? And like my parents are a mixed couple in my dad's Norwegian and my mum she's from Mauritius, and like we were like, you know, living in the suburbs of Oslo in the 80s, and people didn't like it very much, man. Like that's like every goddamn day of my life. At one point there was some shit or the other would happen, and it's like as you grow up you don't really realize what's going on, but then you do, and then you realize that most of the time you kind of try to explain to people that you're fucking stupid, really. It's like it's and most of the time it did work. I mean, I was just growing up, like if I was just going to give up and just slap the shit out of people because they've been racist to me, I would have been fucking, it would have been like never ending. Norway in the 80s, you know,
Right.
some of us mixed race, you know what I mean? But eventually, like it's like it comes to a point where it's like there's a difference between people having their prejudices and whatever. They can be swayed to people who's like this is their actual conviction. You know, they made it a core belief that, you know, you're inferior essentially, and that, you know, this should be acted upon and this and that and the other, you know, like that's a different matter altogether. That's like you can't, there's not very much discussion to be made with people who are like that. And most people who are prejudiced or racist, I would say, are not necessarily like that. So, you know, belting the shit out of them is not always, you know, the best thing to do in the first instance, I've found, you know what I mean?
I never claim to be smart, and I
But
also
sometimes.
I also
But
never ever
sometimes, but
I speak on a
sometimes.
lot of issues, especially when I'm on stage and stuff. But I never ever I don't want to be like an ally standing behind someone. I
Mm.
want to be an accomplice standing beside someone, and I would never speak on behalf of, like, you know what I mean. I would never like white explain over somebody, and I make sure like really hard in the band that like, yeah, like the stuff we talk about and stuff that I'm not like fucking like overstepping or fucking I think like we try to make sure that we're like on point and fucking
Sure. And with anything, anything, the stuff you're talking about that you believe, and all the negatives that other people are believing too, all of those are learned. Everything's learned. Nobody's born and predestined to be a racist, predestined to be a whatever. They learn those things from people. So you can also, with an open mind, learn other things from other people, you know, and not that any one thing, I mean, I don't think hating anybody that you don't know already for any reason is easily explained away. Like, this is definitely the way to go. Hate people that you don't know. But you could find persuasive people. Obviously, throughout those people's lives, they found somebody who was persuasive in a way that made it sound like hating people that look a certain way, from a certain place, believe a certain thing, whatever it is, was a bad thing. Right. So they found persuasive people, but it doesn't mean you can't find persuasive people also that can explain anything else that's, you know, completely contradicts those things.
exactly. The one thing I will say though, like out on the streets, like when you don't have a chance to talk and it's a big mob, then it's rude.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair. You know, some people, conversations just don't work out that way, you know, especially, you know, some abrasive person that just comes right out and says something. It's like, all right, there's a time for talking and there's a time for whatever else comes up.
Chris
Yeah,
laughing. I can't wait for you to be back, buddy.
And sometimes
wait to be
karma
back.
was just moving you in that direction. You were just kind of letting the energy of the universe flow through, and karma was coming through to let somebody know that they had something coming up to them.
Like it was like this energy came through the universe and sort of made me like this guy in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And he understands that this is all done with peace in mind.
Yeah,
Really?
you just use that as like, yeah, you say that to the judge or the police.
Yeah, sometimes they call that.
It was karma.
Sometimes they call that the fifth beer.
The fifth beer is the agent of karma.
All right. So on a different topic, more specific to the band, you guys mentioned possibly going to Mexico again, possibly going to Europe. What are those thoughts on going to Europe? I mean, you're a great band. There's Europe, summertime obviously is the better time to go. But so many great festivals and such. Is that something that the band are interested in, something you talked about. You know, I don't-
Yes, please, yes, book us.
Yeah.
I know, like, talked to like Victor from like Lions Law, and he said like they'd help us out in like Paris and stuff, but we were gonna try to go in August, but they said it's the worst time to go unless you're playing festivals. But please hit us up, like,
Yeah, sure.
Festival would be rad.
Yeah, it's like we very much would like to play festivals. I think that's the
But a pub circuit too, somewhere down in like Germany would be rock.
Yeah.
just give us whatever gigs, you know, we're happy.
we,
Well, you got to do something, right? Go there for a couple weeks. You're going to have festivals probably on the weekend, so you're going to have to play some pubs or something during the week to pass the time, right?
Yeah.
our community that comes out here too, it's like because I like helped start like a boxing gym that's kind of like anarchist and queer oriented and stuff, like so people and like you can work out and stuff, and it's like a safe space or whatever, but it's like a lot of our audience is not just skinheads and stuff, so like we get like it's not like yeah, like I don't know, like there was a incident where whatchamacallit, fucking there was like transgender visibility day, and I like there's a bunch of idiots running towards like the like young trans kids, and I hit somebody. It ended up on Fox News. They're gonna put on Tucker Carlson and fucking
No,
And
you
then-
didn't
and
hit
then-
him. He accidentally ran into
yeah,
your
I
face.
didn't hit him. He fucking but he grabbed me and pulled me over the line, and it
You
looks
mad?
like I hit him. It's still up. Apparently, I'm still a wanted man, but I'm also on the paper for organizing this bar right now. So the conflicting news stories say different things that I'm a great guy, and the other ones is like this is like some like crazy guy who just punches everybody. Like, you know what? Like, I did not punch the guy. You can slow the footage down, but like it is on the police site right now.
What
And
the hell was the question?
I don't know, but just saying like.
Questions
Yeah.
about touring.
Oh, I
Europe.
thought- but the
About
question-
touring.
the question-
No, we're talking about
But the
smacking
question is,
some cunt in
we
the
don't
story.
just want to play. We don't just want to play for skinheads, but we have like we love that our shows like fucking like we have so many like young trans kids who come out and like they're just like
We wanna
fucking
play for
having
everyone.
fun. Yeah, and it's not just like a skinhead away band. Like we have like fucking so many people from so many different communities coming out. And like, yeah, we're just like, we want everyone to make like, we want to make sure everyone feels fucking safe and that we'll like fucking,
Well, sort of. Not everyone.
well, yeah, no, yeah. But like, yeah, we want to make
all the
sure
right
that, like,
people feel safe.
yeah, that we're all,
people who are
yeah,
not there to share, you know, their hatred with the world,
yeah,
and we'll make them feel safe.
yeah.
But yes, we want to
but-
come to Europe.
Yes,
Oh,
we want
yes,
to come to
exactly.
Europe,
So
and
they
like,
won't necessarily
and
be
like,
coming
we
to
don't,
Europe.
like,
Yeah.
we don't, we, like, we play with a lot of like huge white bands and it's fucking amazing and stuff, but we also like playing with like, you know, like mixed bills and stuff, and like we do like any sort of like we like benefit shows for like good causes, that kind of stuff. Like we like to be like socially active, and we want to make sure that like our shows are like for everybody. It's not just like it's not just gonna be a bunch of fucking skinheads going like we like say like polish our boots and shave our heads. Like I can write a demo like that, and like I can write an entire record like that every day. I don't like.
We should. We
Yeah.
have more fans.
Yeah.
You just call it like the outtakes album or something like that. It releases coincides with another one. It's like two different releases and literally two different releases.
Yeah.
Take album.
Yeah.
Oi takes album.
The Oi takes,
The
yeah.
Oi takes.
The Oi takes. There you go. It's even better.
Nicely done.
Well, I hope you get to. You definitely are a band that I would imagine they would like, right? Obviously, Europe, they get bands from all over Europe, but anytime they get bands coming from anywhere in the Americas, anywhere from Asia, Australia, any of those countries right there, right? That's a lot of travel in. And I think that same goes for, you know, if they do festivals in your area, if they do festivals in my area, of course, I want to see some bands that are probably from California, because you go to any festival around here, you're going to see California bands. But when you see that bands are coming from a long distance, like shit, yeah. I mean, how else am I going to go see that band? It's going to cost me a lot of money to go fly to where they are to go see them. So it's really cool that they're going to come to somewhere where I'm at.
Exactly.
Oh,
But
100%.
but I guess like what we're saying is like, can you get us a show in Australia with Rose Tattoo?
I don't know. Are they still playing?
I
Like,
We just saw some footage.
slightly on the wrong side of the political margin now. Right?
Oh,
So that's
really?
on the stage. Yeah, fucking Angry Anderson. That's the crazy thing about her singing. It's like, I don't know if it's just true, and I don't want to be libelous or anything, but like, word on the grapevine is that he might be a little bit racist and all, but it's like kind of is Gordon because he's half fucking Mauritian like I am.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm half Norwegian, half Mauritian. He's a half Mauritian Australian bloke playing in a fucking punk band. There's not very many of them around.
Yeah.
And he's like, if this is true, which I really hope it is not,
Yeah.
then it'll be really embarrassing on the part of the.
Okay, and we don't. Let's not like spread rumors 'cause we
I'm
don't
not gonna
like
spread
look it
rumors,
up.
no.
Look that up.
We'll
Like,
look it up, man.
and media literacy these days. Media
it is
literacy.
bollocks, though,
We're
yeah.
like we're huge on media literacy. People need better media literacy.
Spread no rumors. That's true. To be honest,
Right.
Yeah.
because like at the end of the day, like it doesn't take very much for someone to just say something in a comment and everyone else goes, "Ooh,
Yeah.
what about that then?"
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
so,
And
yeah.
also people make
Right.
mistakes and
Yeah,
fucking people should
exactly.
be forgiven for
It gets
fucking
taken way,
yeah, way too far.
Anyway, we
We're-
really like fucking roast tattoo.
I love
so
roast
whatever.
tattoo.
Yeah, we like roast tattoo, but like
Yeah.
if the rumors aren't true, the roast tattoo
Who
happens
knows?
to be
Yeah,
watching.
anyway, let's roast tattoo more like other stuff.
Yeah. But anyhow, festivals, we love it.
Yeah, like,
Right. Lower class brats, they were just in Australia, I think a week or two. No, it was end of August. I take it back. It's end of August, about maybe 2-3 weeks ago. They did not play with Rose Tattoo at all, though. So again, I'm not sure if Rose Tattoo's playing, but there are a lot of other great bands that you'd get to play with. But I guess, you know, if you have your heart set on Rose Tattoo.
I got a friend who's friends with them
Oh,
too.
yeah.
No Class is really good from there.
Yeah.
And there's that band Smooch that's like super fantastic. And there's a band called Ramiro, which they sound like Shania Twain singing for like a fucking sheer mag, and it's like fucking fire. Like fucking,
I have not heard that one. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Shandy, they'd be a cool band for you guys to play with.
Andy fucking rules, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Australia would be great. They're winter, so I guess if you guys get tired of the cold, like I tend to around December, January, February, you plan to go down under and it'd be warmer weather.
Best time to leave Canada.
Right?
Yeah.
Chris,
Chris,
you want to go to
yeah,
Australia?
Chris, you want to go to Australia?
Australia.
You want to go?
Yeah. I figure the flight costs will be offset by what we save on our gas bill
Yeah.
anyway. So
16
let's
hours.
go.
Yeah.
But I also free dive and spearfish, so like we can eat for free. Like
Yeah, it's like-
There you go. Just stay along the
Oh,
Yeah,
coast.
there you go.
I would pick lots of seaweed. I know, like I got books on kelp. Like I can pick all the. I know all the edible seaweed.
Australia, I'm just eating seaweed.
Yeah.
I don't much care for bugs either.
Oh man, it's like can you imagine fucking going like not knowing what you're doing and going like spearfishing in Australia? You know what I mean? Like you'd have to like read up every single like goddamn like there's probably
Like,
hundreds of things that's gonna
poison,
kill
yeah,
you.
yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, hundreds.
I think things can kill you everywhere, no matter where you are in Australia. Isn't that about the most deadly continent on the planet as far as animals, insects, plants, all the things?
You in Vancouver, like in the Pacific
spiders are like
Northwest.
size of plates and stuff.
Yeah, but in the Pacific Northwest, it's like literally, it's like like I'm surprised. It's like the grizzly bears just come right. Like every time we play, a grizzly bear runs through the stage. It's just like grizzly bears, grizzly bears in my house. I wake up, there's a grizzly bear in my room. God, the Pacific Northwest and these fucking grizzly bears, man.
Actually, black bear.
Yeah, we tried putting no moose signs in some of the venues, and
Yeah, moose are pretty
Didn't
mean.
do
You got a
anything.
moose problem there too?
Oh yeah.
these
Yeah,
moose
yeah,
just
big-
show
big
up
one, man.
whether they have tickets or not.
And they're way faster than you would want them to be.
Yeah.
The other day, me and my
Yeah, it's,
girlfriend were
it's tough for everyone else doing a circle pit, you know.
The other day, though, me and my girlfriend, like 3 days ago, we're kayaking and like 4 orcas were just like beside us for like 20 minutes.
This is actually true.
Yeah, and I-
This is a real story.
And we're like, oh my fucking God. And we're like between these 2 islands, and these orcas are just like, "Brr," we can hear them out of the thing. And I'm like, and they swam under us. I literally thought I was going to have a heart attack and die. Like,
Oh man.
That's
I
when
mean,
the grizzly
like,
bear
fucking-
jumped in the water.
yeah, and then the
Oh,
grizzly
yeah.
bear.
Swatting black bears or not swatting black bears. You know what I mean? Like fucking like having black bears in the workspace or something I've had.
Yeah, that is true.
That's-
Black
that's
bears
definitely a thing,
eat sometimes.
Not grizzlies, man.
Yeah,
That's
no.
like- that would be
But
so
black bears
fun,
are a
man.
problem in North.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they're not
Fucking-
so big of a problem that they end up in your circle pits. And the orcas, fortunately, I think they have no desire to go after humans, but I guess when you're in a kayak, you never know what they may think you are.
All I could think about is like, I'm like, do I look, and like, 'cause there's the local orcas only eat salmon, and then the traveling ones, and one of these things, like, these are traveling ones, like, they eat the, whatchamacallit, the, like, fucking seals and shit, and like, there's seals all around us and stuff, and I'm like, if they think we're a seal right now, like, we are so screwed, like, and that's all I could think in my head, but anyhow, we're alive, that's a weird side story.
Well, I think they are just about the apex predator of the ocean. They dominate everything. I don't think anything hunts them. They are the apex predator. It comes to
Probably
sharks,
the
comes to
most-
anything. It's orcas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So,
Scary stuff.
what a fun story for you to say that you lived through.
Yeah.
Write a song about it.
I
There you
almost
go.
got attacked by something that there's no record of ever there being attacked other than when it was caged for like in like
Right?
nothing happened when nothing was supposed to happen. It was terrifying.
The next album for Toy Tiger, it's Toy Tiger visits the animal kingdom, and you need songs about moose, you need songs about black bears, maybe grizzly bears too. I'm not sure. Maybe put them in the same song, and then orcas in there. I'm sure there's plenty of other ones you can do.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because you definitely keep the theme throughout a lot of the songs with the tiger. You know, you just branch out a
Yeah.
little bit and make it a little bit animal related.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty animal themed band already.
Yeah.
So this is not a stretch. You are right.
It would make for some cool artwork too, artwork possibilities to go along with the already very cool artwork you've included with your other releases.
Might be
Yeah.
wild, mate.
Well, we thought about like doing maybe a T-shirt with like a Vancouver Grizzlies because they used to be the team, but they went bankrupt or whatever here, the basketball team. But I think that's
Right.
shirt design. But yeah, like if anyone thinks that's a good design, send us a message and we'll maybe we'll make
Maybe
that
we'll do it.
design.
I mean, I get sued because they don't exist.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't really want to waste too much time on the Vancouver Grizzlies, but I don't pay enough attention to basketball. Did they went bankrupt? They're no longer in Vancouver?
They moved to like Chris. Do you know where they moved?
I actually can't remember. Jesse, can you remember?
No, but it was a long
It
time.
was a
ago.
long time ago.
Oh,
though.
was it?
Yeah, when I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a
It's
kid,
been a
like-
while since Vancouver had an NBA team.
In the
Yeah.
90s, the
But people
2000s.
still sport that Grizzlies logo. It's an iconic kind of image and logo in Vancouver
Right?
for sure.
I think I've
Yeah.
seen it elsewhere too. That's why if it was a long time ago, again, I don't really watch a lot of basketball anymore because I think the basketball players are a bit soft nowadays. And when I say nowadays, probably for like the last 15 plus 20 years, maybe. So maybe that's why I have no idea, but
Ever since
that's
we
too
lost the
bad.
Grizzlies.
That,
Yeah,
right?
basketball's gone soft ever since the Vancouver lost the Grizzlies.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like was it,
You heard it here
remember
first.
some of the, like there's Big Country. It was just this huge guy from like I think he's from like Tennessee or something. It's like Big Country, but he looks like a grizzly bear. So it's like after he left in like 1999, like it just all fell apart. God. What happened to the NBA?
Exactly. Exactly. It's not very interesting anymore. Anyway, I want to make sure we talk about your guys' band. We didn't really cover a lot of the songs. Any of the songs you guys want to mention, maybe personally, each person? What 5 of the songs came out about a year ago, so now the remainder of the 9 are officially out, as you pointed out. Are there any that you want to mention? Each person, maybe, or just collectively, however you see fit. But
Oh, well, I'm going to start off straight up saying Rocks Below because that one there is, I think, in my opinion, the biggest banger on the album. Do you know what I mean?
Stole mine.
Yeah, no, it's that one there. It's like it's got everything in it. I think that's the like when I listen to that song, I didn't write it. You know, credit where it's like, yeah, I'm feeling like everything, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah, no, that song there I think is probably the best one. Yeah. Right.
What say you, Frankie?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say Rocks Below, like that's what was one of the ones that came up first in my head. But now that I look at this,
Lewd is like that's your riff on
Lewd is a great song as
Like I read some of the hooks, but like fucking Frankie's
but-
hook on that one.
yeah, that was that lead that we're doing. No, we're doing Trust Issues today for the video. No, I was gonna say the one I do slide guitar on. Do you want to ride with me? That's got a nice mid-tempo
That's
groove
not the one.
too.
That's not the one you do.
I seen the
You
light.
do I seen the light.
As I seen the light.
Yeah.
The what? But you were up, you got that sort of mid-tempo groove. But the slide song, yeah,
We're
you're
very
right.
tight live. Trust me.
I've seen the light. No, that's why. Like these are songs we haven't touched in ages because we've got our live set, right? But
Is that what they're called?
I've seen the light.
It's actually improper grammar. It should be I have seen the light. But anyway,
I've
have seen it.
at least I've apostrophe.
It's I seen the light.
I seen it.
I seen it.
Finn, what do you?
It's your
What do
favourite
you want
one.
to plug?
Okay, go last. I gotta think.
Okay, Finn's got to
right.
think. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I like Crimes of the Heart. It's simple but great, and I also really like Friendship because it's just a lovely thing to have in your life, and it's a good song. It's really catchy. I think that could be a radio hit, honestly.
Excellent. I like it. And friendship, you're right. Friendship, everybody needs a little bit of that. Make the world a little bit better place.
What about Chris?
You know what sticks out for me is actually probably Last Rock and Roll Gang. That might be a simplistic answer, but that feels to me like an anthem of camaraderie around the entire image and like the ethos of rock and roll. And it's almost like in 2025, leaning into that aesthetic and that sound and stuff, it almost feels like rock and roll, the way that we play it, is this thing that just when you thought it was like all squashed out and done with in pop culture, it's resurging and like gaining traction and giving itself a presence in the world again. And I think that lines up with our vibe as a band.
A lot of musicians.
And so we've been opening our sets with that one, and like that's the anthem that gets me locked in to do all the rest for sure.
I fucking like wrote. I can't pick a favorite. It's like again, it's like right? Like fucking.
Oh, you always have a favourite song. Come on, man.
Yeah, but I can't say like I don't know. Like
So what's your favorite one to play?
my favorite one to play is the one I get to play with you guys.
Aw.
Just all-
Oh,
I'm not gonna,
Because of friendship.
yeah, it's fine. I like
Which
it.
we never play live.
Friendship because I just like in the studio, like my homie just like gave me a synth and at the last like where I was like, this song's gonna have like fucking synth on it, and it's the last time like do and I don't know how to play a fucking piano, so it's like the dumbest like thing, but it worked out really well. So it's like
Yeah. it's
of
great.
the new songs, how many of them are now in your live set? I know you've had you got a show coming up October, you got another one November. How many, I guess, of that 14, well, I guess 5 had been out for at least a year, people have been able to hear, but over that year or so, how many of the other 9 have you been playing, and are you going to incorporate more of them now into those upcoming sets now that it's be released?
Yeah, we've been working on changing our set because the current set we have, it's about half and half from the older album to the newer album. But we just don't get a chance to practice very often because we're all really busy. So probably for the next 2 shows, we might just do again the one that we do best. But really trying to get us to practice more often, and then we can switch up the
Probably
set.
throw one new one in.
it's been
Definitely
half
switch.
it's been half and half of this album and the old album for a while, but we always we never play the same set twice. And we mix it up, we fuck around, we do sometimes do like a Warzone cover and a press cover or what's
We did a friggin' Chumbawamba cover.
we did a Chumbawamba.
Yeah, the one you're thinking of. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was for just goofy like outside show.
And they have all these great anarchist anthems, give the anarchist a cigarette and stuff, but we didn't do that one. We just straight up did Tough Thumper.
I think some of their music, it's been a while since I've heard it, but I think some of their music is punk-esque, minus the one. It's the popular one, Tub Thumping.
Their first few albums are all anarcho punk, and
Right.
yeah, and it's just they're still they wrote that song to see if they could make a #1 hit, and they donated all the money to anarchist causes. Yeah, with Chumbawamba.
They're quite controversial amongst anarchist circles.
Yeah,
You know,
they play Warhammer. Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, Chumbawamba are an interesting band at least.
yeah.
That's a whole slew of British subculture that people don't know so much about. It's the anarcho punk stuff. I mean, have you listened much to it? Much to any of that stuff?
It's been a while, and it was after I started the podcast, so it's probably been, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, because I didn't really know that much about it, and somebody told me about it, and I started listening. It's like, this is not what you would expect from the one hit wonder, as you know, a lot of bands get labeled, and that's probably what they would be considered, you know, as far as radio popularity goes. And that's kind of how I guess it was more dictated back in the 90s when that came out. It was much harder to come across music. So that was the only track I'd ever heard. And it was definitely, the other stuff is definitely cool. I enjoyed it. And I was surprised when somebody recommended it. I was like, are you sure? I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
You know the band Hardskin?
Yeah, but I haven't listened much to them recently either.
Right, okay. Well, Hardskin, well, they basically had a bit of a joke skinhead bands, but they all came from those circles, anarcho-punk bands, essentially sort of this whole, I don't know how to explain it, Thatcher on Acid and all this and all that, all the anarcho-punk bands from the UK in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, and they're the ones, it was Thatcher on Acid and What Cider, it's members of them, they're the ones who started Hardskin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, which is really funny because they're like one of the best oi bands in the world, but
Well,
they're not really a bunch of like real.
in my
cynics, you know?
opinion, and I've heard this from other skinheads who aren't even political, that realistically conflict, that with the really big conflict album is like what Oi should sound like. Fucking what is the fucking the
Oh, which
samples?
one?
The one with the riot cop on it. The blue
Oh
one.
Christ, yeah.
Yeah, but then like I've heard this with so many skinheads that it's like it's actually like fucking like it's anarcho punk, but it's like it's
Is that the one
you
with
can almost
Steve
hear like in
Ignorance?
like some of like stuff like the Chisel or even Crowncore. You can hear some influence from Conflict. Like there's like that sound is really fucking nice. But Rudimentary Penile is also.
Rudimentary Penile, I was going to say, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But as
We have the politics of those bands, but we like don't like want to play that kind of stuff. So.
That's all right though. When you guys do your own thing, I think that inspires other people to do other things, maybe either more in the same vein that you're doing it in, which is also different than the standard, I would call it. But it also then maybe inspires people to do what you guys did, and you're kind of doing your own thing. So other people will do their own thing, and so many genres, and you can, like we were talking about mixed bills, you can like a lot of different music, and it doesn't all have to sound the same at the same time too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So because bands do what you do, I think it can inspire other bands to do their own thing, which could be similar to yours, or it could just be something completely different than everything else.
Well, all these days is really good because like all these bands, like a lot of these really good bands, they're sort of do different things, aren't they? You know
Yeah,
what I
or
mean?
like Oi's starting to like, and there's like the whole Oi fraud thing. And Chris was like talking about when we started. We're like, maybe we'll put like what should we call it? What's it called, Chris? Like delay. We're gonna put like a delay guitar, and then we were like, maybe we'll like sound kind of like a more dark. Like we didn't end up going down that road, but like we were thinking.
Oh yeah, like the delay and flange. They do like a hella flanger phaser like effect on the bass and stuff, and lots of contemporary dark wave. So we were talking, I think, about like applying some of those sounds.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the straightforward punch you and kick you rock and roll style that we've ended up developing over the years. I'm happy with it myself.
I would say your music's not too distant from that, because when I first hear it, last couple days, but then previous, that's where I want to first go. But then you listen to the more of that song, and then the next song, and you're like, no, it's not really that, but it's not that distant from it. So you definitely kind of have some of that similarity, at least in my ears. I'm not saying that you guys are, because maybe you're not, but it's not surprising that you think to potentially have gone that route, even though you still kind of do your own thing. But yeah, definitely very rock and roll.
Can I introduce somebody? This is
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's on the drummer.
Carlos.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he played drums on this record, and yeah, and like he's like one of our like super good friends, and he's always still a Tiger to us, but yeah, he's not playing drums for us right now. So
Well, it's great to meet you. Nothing but praises about you so far.
yeah.
And congratulations now that the rest of the album's out.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Looking forward to these shows now too.
Yeah.
Been on all two of them. Better than zero.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Well, I know you guys are going to have to get doing your video. Is there anything we haven't covered? We definitely need to cover. You mentioned where you'll find the record and stuff, but where you guys update? So the shows that you mentioned, where should people look for those upcoming shows when you guys start getting thrown on them festival calendars? Maybe for next year, where should people be following you to check that out?
Hit us up on our Instagram and stuff, but like, yeah, like, but if you want like all like the distribution, anyone who wants to distribute the record, hit up Dan at Street Rats Records. He's like amazing dude. He's
Shout
like,
out to Dan.
yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
Dan. Like,
Yeah, Dan.
huge shout out to Dan. Like,
Very, very good bloke.
yeah, like just like one of the
No, he is.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's
literally,
laughing
yeah.
at
We owe him a lot. He like, yeah, he's like helped us so far. Like getting this record's like gone out so like such an amazing connection. We're so stoked. Like, so yeah, so shout out to Street Rats Records. But that's who you'd go through and like buy the records off him. We're gonna try and sell ours on tour and like hold on to them and stuff. But we do have our own Armed Robbery Rock, which we might do some promotions and stuff.
But if you want to go in the States, then Dan's your man, basically. If you want
Yeah.
to get them in Canada, then we've got to go through us.
Yeah, if you want to get them in Canada, it's probably cheaper, like with tariffs and stuff. You can go through us. We will have a web store up in the next. Also, last year's youth, like Mike Underwood from No Heart, he has some copies, so his distribution you can go through him in Canada. But we'll have our own as well. But like, yeah, in the States or like any international stuff, hit Dan up because he deserves it. Like, it's like we want to make sure that he like, yeah, we're so thankful. So.
And then any other inquiries, just through our Instagram, it's really how we operate. And we're making a social media schedule. So
Yeah.
keep your eyes peeled. Some cool stuff on there, hopefully soon.
And with enough notice, like we're willing to travel. Like we went down to Mexico. We're gonna go back to Mexico soon. But yeah, like we'll like hit us up with some ideas that like, yeah, we want to be able to do a circuit and stuff and not just like fly out for one show is the like one thing. So.
Do you play in the States often? I know Vancouver or East Vancouver's not terribly far, at least from the border. And so I guess that would be, Seattle, Tacoma, so forth. Portland's obviously not terribly far from there either. But I don't know if that's something that you guys do or consider. And so I'm asking selfishly, for myself personally, where are my odds, minus maybe a festival somewhere, most likely seeing you? Do I need to fly to East Vancouver or where are you going?
At the moment, maybe,
Yeah.
I cross the border all the time and I go down and stuff. And like we all can cross the border, but
I don't cross the fucking border, man. I'm not touching that with a fucking 10-foot clown pole.
yeah, it was the last.
No way, man.
Clown pole.
Sorry,
But
no,
the,
yeah,
what
sorry.
should we call it? We're gonna save up for the visas. We just don't want to get like, and the visas aren't that expensive. But like, if we had a big enough circuit or like someone who's willing to help us like get those visas through, like it would be amazing. But it's just like we want to do it like properly. But the problem is we have
Brown person in the band.
no, we have,
And an anarchist. He's
Yeah.
on fucking TV all the time, you know what I mean? And this and
yeah,
that, and the
there's
other,
but
you know,
I go
you know,
over the
like-
border. I'm fine. I'm allowed to cross the border. FIFA charges, but they'll like. But yeah, like we need to apply for the visas, and we will get down there at some point. And we know like a lot of our friends' bands, like people like go over. It's not like it used to be. They've changed it. They made it really hard for Canadian bands to go down there. So it's like, but if someone were like any sort of like touring thing or whatever could hook up enough dates, we would probably be willing to put in the money to like do the paperwork. But it's just the problem. It's hard because we like Bert has a like British passport, Norwegian passport, and then the rest of us have Canadian passports, and like and then before like Carlos had Guatemalan passport, but it's now
Anyway, yeah.
Canadian citizen now.
If you don't see us in the United States, you might see us in what is it like Costa Rica, Ecuador, wherever the fuck they send those people now. Do you know what I mean? Like, El Salvador, actually, you can see us in El Salvador.
Toy Tiger behind bars.
Behind
Yeah.
bars in El Salvador, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, at least two of
Yeah,
us.
that could be an idea for a music video. We can all have those old school jail jumper suits on. just
Yeah.
playing, like,
Chris
behind
is
bars.
gonna get so mad because he suggested that, and then like
Oh.
you're saying,
What, the jail jumpsuits thing?
yeah, yeah.
I just thought of it.
You just said it like
Great minds
800
think alike, buddy.
See, there you go.
Well, I hope to get to see you, and that would be awesome if you guys do get to go. Obviously, as you pointed out, the visas are expensive, so it's one of those things you'd want to have lined up because I'm sure they have expiration dates, right? So you wouldn't want to preemptively get them and then not use them for whatever amount of time, because then that's just wasted time and money.
But once you get them, you can use them for 6 months, and it's cheaper to apply the next year. So if we get a good enough thing, like we're down to do it, we can start touring the states. We just need to get to a position where we have like enough stuff that we know that we're going to make money. And,
Right. You know, from where you're at, and obviously it would be quite the travel, but going east would be awesome, but that would be a lot of travel to get yourself east. So from where you're at, going down the West Coast would be really good. A lot of places, California, Oregon.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. We were thinking of doing that about like, I think it was like last year.
Yeah, like a West Coast.
Yeah, doing that thing, but we ended up going to Mexico instead. That was it.
That sounds like you just take a little bit extra time if everybody can do it, and you just drive all the way down the coast into Mexico and down into Mexico. Do it all at one time.
Good idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Road trip.
Right?
but yeah, like
Giant
fucking, like,
trip will
we
fucking
we
like it,
love
like,
playing in
shit.
fucking Mexico. We want to play Mexico a lot. Like I'm probably gonna write like we're talking about our next thing. I'm probably, like I already started writing a song in Spanish and stuff. So we're gonna like yeah, we're like we love it down there. It's just like fucking
Come see us in Mexico.
yeah. Come like
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Yeah, we'll have some
Yeah.
tacos.
yeah,
Yeah, man,
exactly.
it's just-
Mexico's amazing.
I mean,
We
it's
love
just
it.
fucking. Do you know what I
I'm
mean? It's
probably
like,
gonna, like their constitution, like Tierra de Libertad, is like Ricardo Flores Magón, the Magonistas like influence Zapata, and like anarchists actually influenced their constitution and the Mexican Revolution. So it's like it included indigenous people and things like that, which our constitution in Canada doesn't, and neither does the states. And it's like they like their constitution is actually like miles ahead of
Better.
I would say than than Canada, the States. Chris, I don't know what you
I agree. I think like kind of relating back to what we were talking about earlier in the interview, like in terms of political and social ethos that better reconciles like anarchist philosophy with other like pro worker movements like socialism and communist movements. They're like you said, Finn, like miles ahead of us in terms of actually acknowledging working people and dignifying them in terms of their rhetoric and their constitution.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah. There you go.
yeah, that's how we feel. Like we're not a patriotic band by any means. Like this country is like built on stolen land, and it's really sad. It's like we live on like occupied territory. We recognize this. Like some of us are like settler colonialists, and it's
Wonderfully settler, for sure.
so yeah, we stand with indigenous resistance. And Lauren, I don't know if you want to say anything.
It's not really a thing I'm doing anymore. I used to work in the field related to Indigenous reconciliation, but I'm working in construction, so no longer relevant, but still on pieces.
Well, I guess the last thing is just you just released this album. Is there something on the horizon? So when you guys released the 5 tracks last year, was it just preparing the other 9 for a full length? You had 5 ready to go. And what is the future as you guys see it for the band?
We have like 4 songs that we're working on. Chris and I have been talking about like getting some studio time. We're gonna try and do like maybe a 7-inch next, or a split would be nice if we could like find another band that's like has similar ideas. So.
Yeah. And we want to make a couple of videos like we were talking about before. And I'd love to lift up the fun content and promotion vibe of the other Street Rats bands. So I think another thing you can look out for is some cute content maybe with us collaborating with the other few bands that have releases with Street Rats records too.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely,
Yeah, Brute's amazing, and Pina Maxima, holy shit, like they're fucking fire. Like when I found out that it was gonna be like on this like same like label or whatever stuff, and like we like our first release was on Long Shot, and we like Mike Joe's great too. We fucking love Mike Joe. Fucking all those bands are fucking great and stuff. But yeah, working with Street Rats though on this one though, like yeah, like also like Pina Maxima, like fucking amazing man, Brute's amazing. Fucking and it's also really cool because Dan's putting out a lot of old Oi things that like never got released. So he's kind of digging back and putting and using the money to like put out stuff that should have been put on vinyl. So like yeah, he's just doing really amazing things. And like we're just really excited to work with him and the other bands. So.
Hit him up.
That's great. And shout out to Dan. He's the one that put me in contact with you guys. So shout out to him for that.
Dan,
Go Dan.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys get to doing your video because I'm sure you're getting close to doing that time. I appreciate all of you taking the time, and I look forward to hopefully catching up with you guys again once you come out with a festival schedule or whatever it is you're going to do next year.
Oh no, yeah, we appreciate you. Thanks a lot
Yeah,
for
appreciate
the
this,
time. Yeah, man.
survey for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Nice chatting.
Absolutely. Thank you. And we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
take care.
much.
Thank you very
Thanks
much,
so much,
mate.
man.
All right, you
Nice
take
to
care,
meet
man.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, take care.